Senate Republican leaders are calling on their GOP colleagues ahead of a key procedural vote on Wednesday to block legislation that would provide more than $61 billion in military and foreign aid to Ukraine because the package does not include immigration and asylum reforms any hopes of passing. A bill were dashed this week as anger boiled over at a classified briefing about the war in Ukraine, and senators fought over border security. Senate Republicans now say they will reject last-ditch bid from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to bundle President Biden's request for emergency foreign aid with a bipartisan bill and guarantee that would disrupt the fentanyl supply chain. Republicans may propose a First Amendment on border security. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell is urging his GOP colleagues to vote against the resolution and insists that major immigration and policy reforms should be included in the package. Schumer will offer, "I advocate and hope that all of our members will vote no on the shell bill to make a final statement that we insist on meaningful changes to the border," McConnell told reporters. When asked about Schumer's plan combine President Biden's request for money for Ukraine and Israel with bipartisan FEND Off Fentanyl Act and allow Republicans to propose First Amendment bill, McConnell said he wants border security as part of core bill. They do not want to address issue of border security in the context of annex. We do this because we know it will ensure an outcome on asylum reform, McConnell explained. Schumer said Senate negotiations on border security will continue Friday on Sen. James Lankford's House passed H.R. Border Security Act. He said he was upset when he tabled a proposal that largely mirrored the reforms in two, and said House Speaker Mike Johnson threw a wet blanket over the talks when he told Schumer in a phone call last week that couldn't move any House funding for Ukraine unless it was matched by House-passed legislation, immigration reforms that failed to get Democratic votes. On Thursday, Speaker Johnson called me and told me that Ukraine was only HR. He said he could do it as long as two were connected. I told him this was a non-starter. Schumer recounted Friday night's second-place negotiations between Sens, Kyrsten Sinema I-Ariz, Chris Murphy D-Conn, and Lankford took a terrible turn. Essentially, Sen. Lankford has tabled proposals that largely mirror HR-related news from the Hill Schumer also offered fund Ukraine, Israel, the Indo-Pacific region and border security. Up to money protect synagogues, mosques and other non-profit groups from desecration. If they believe that border security should be part of Ukraine, which is vital for our country, let them propose an amendment that can get 60 votes. That's why I hope they will vote on the motion to proceed because I am giving them this new opportunity to bring forward any changes they want. He said, "What happens if they can't?